and supporting Art of Technology Lagos 3.0. Over to you, Uduayo.
Hi, everyone. I wanted to say thank you to the organizers for allowing me to give this speech virtually. I'd like to ask for permission to share my screen. I think someone else is sharing. Oh, can I? Okay, figured it out. Thank you. Right. So I'm just going to be giving a very brief, I know it's a product talk, but I thought it would be a chance to kind of speak broadly on the role of fintech in Nigeria. And I'll try to localize it to Lagos as much as possible. I thought it was very key to kind of take the opportunity to talk about like, not just what PiggyVest is doing, but what the sector as a whole is doing. And I thought this would be a great way to start. Okay. So Lagos, right? We live in Lagos. I've lived in Lagos since I graduated from university. I've been in Lagos. Started all of my businesses in Lagos and started notoriously PiggyVest inside Lagos. And I think that's natural because Lagos is the center of commerce in Nigeria. And I feel like that means that it's fair that this is the focus of my talk today. Lagos is responsible for 33% of Nigeria's GDP. And this is a very interesting number because Lagos forms only 0.3% of Nigeria's landmass. And I thought that that was an interesting metaphor for the role of technology within society relative to the size of our life that it takes up when it comes to effort. Now, the yearly population of Lagos is like at least 3% every year. Like we're expanding and we're one of the fastest growing economies in Africa. All of this is necessary to establish the fact that Lagos keeps growing. No matter what, we don't stop. And more people are moving than ever to Lagos because everyone in Nigeria is chasing economic prosperity. But one of the things I wanted to spotlight with this is that an often overlooked, and I suppose in recent time not as overlooked, part of Lagos and its relationship to technology is that one of the best, and it's my opinion, but I don't think you can more challenge it. One of the best parts of Lagos is how the changes in technology have helped Lagos survive, right? There is a marked difference, and I'm speaking from the point of view of a technocrat, between the Lagos pre-Yaba becoming the center of technology and post. And I'm not just talking about tech as in startups. I'm talking about tech as in telecommunications, tech as in commerce, the Jumias of the world, the Kongas of the world, the MTNs, the Glows, all of that. Everyone is headquartered in Lagos. And just watching the progress of those companies over the years is kind of like the same as watching the growth and the progress of Lagos over the years. Now, this entire product talk is centered around who are the products that have changed Lagos in the past couple of years. Telecoms, right? From 2002 till date, Telecoms has played a major role, starting from pure calls to WhatsApp, to cheaper telecommunication options, to all of the features that the telco sector has added in the past years that have been so seamless, like borrowing credit, all of that, as tiny as it is and as cliche as it is, have contributed in one way or the other to the Lagos that we see today, contributed in one way or the other to the broader progress for Nigeria that we see today. Now, this is my favorite topic, so I'm just going to segue into it. Communication is very important, and it was like there's definitely nothing that like a lot of the fintech startups in Nigeria could have done today without the rails that is MTN's com sector, without data plans becoming cheaper, without calls plans becoming cheaper, and we're all working together. But communications is just one part of the puzzle, right? Payment is another. I'm old enough to remember when you could only pay for with card once on the internet and the site couldn't store your card details. I'm old enough to remember when recurring like payments were not a thing across Nigeria. In fact, old enough is a stretch because this was just in 2016. And then we got the advent of startups like InterSwitch, which went before all of us, Paystack and Flutterwave. Nigeria has payment infrastructure that needs to be improved. And that's like knowledge that we all carry around. And with the non-existence of a proper credit sector, one of the interesting things that have happened is that we as Nigerians have had to adapt to paying in cash, in bulk, and upfront, which is interesting in and of itself, except for the fact that in 2016, we had to then start to move slowly from paying in person for all these transactions to being able to authorize them on the internet. An interesting thing that happened was Paystack came and said, how is it that we've all lived here for all of these years and we could only debit cards once? People could not put their cards and then vendors could debit it for subscriptions. Subscriptions were basically impossible because you had to authorize your card every time. Now, like you can barely remember those times because it feels like we've had Paystack and Flutterwave always, but we've only had them for about 6 years. Lagos was going to catch up with itself if technology didn't, because again, businesses, gyms, restaurants, membership societies, even all of your basic vendors are now able to run subscription models because Paystack and Flutterwave were able to build on the progress of InterSwitch, which was able to build on the progress that banks and telcos had made in Lagos and in Nigeria. So InterSwitch started the online payment wave, and you have to give them that respect. And then the banks apps followed. But the explosion of commerce without contact started to blow up 4 to 5 years ago, which coincided with the advent of Paystack and Flutterwave into the country and into our tech ecosystem. Now, we had payments all sorted like in 2016, but what Paystack and Flutterwave did was enable people like myself, Joshua, and Sumto to build a product like PiggyVest. And we started it as well in 2016. What PiggyVest does is allow younger people, much like everyone who's watching, and even older people, like in any way or form, as long as you interact with your finances on your phone, you are able to log onto an app, sign up in 3 minutes, and begin to save. Automate it daily, weekly, monthly towards whatever target you're saving for. There's several other options, but what's key is that PiggyVest was built on the progress that Paystack and Flutterwave had, which was built on InterSwitch, which was built on Telco, which was built on bank progress. The rising role that fintechs are playing today is by no means one that we've claimed by ourselves, but one that's built on the history and the evolution of technology within the country. Now, fintechs have allowed Lagos to accommodate a little bit more trade. Now, we know that cryptocurrencies are banned in Nigeria now, but, they're not banned as much as they're banned from using the banking infrastructure. But arguably, Nigeria was on its way to becoming one of the world's largest users of crypto before that happened. Now, whatever the rules are, we all have to comply, but there is something to be said for how fast Nigeria is adopting a new technology. It doesn't matter what it is. And one of the things that has done the work of preparing our minds for the advent of those new technologies is fintech companies. If you were not comfortable using Paystack or Flutterwave, you were not comfortable using PiggyVest, then you wouldn't have been comfortable telling yourself about DeFi because you needed the knowledge of understanding fiat, understanding payments to be able to adopt those currencies. That's what fintech does for Lagos. That's what fintech does for Nigeria. Now, PiggyVest in and of itself, and I'm proud to admit this, has done a lot to ease the bulk payment structure that still very much exists. We're allowing people to save daily, weekly, monthly, but in 90-day bursts so that they are then able like to meet these responsibilities easier. We've not fully solved paying for rent in bulk, paying for your car in bulk, paying for your education in bulk, but we've started by solving saving in bulk. We can help you do that. And I think that that lays the groundwork for other fintechs to build on, to continue to make lives for Lagosians and at general Nigerians easier. And the new technologies, right? We have companies like Vendis. I've spoken about fintech, but I wanted to touch on all the other kinds of like tech that's making life easier. We have a company called Vendis, and Vendis is reducing the footprint along the supply chain for small and medium businesses. What they're doing is collapsing the time that it takes for merchants to waste time shopping for stock to restore their stores, and then letting commerce reach last mile with as little physical contact or physical interaction as possible. And this is particularly important because Lagos is home to the largest number of businesses in Nigeria, small, medium enterprise. And the work that like Vendis is doing is making it easier to be a small business owner, no matter where you are located, no matter like how you are doing business. Companies like this have now come in, built on the progress that like the other existing companies in Yaba and Lekki and VI have built, and are now making it even easier to chase commerce and to chase prosperity in Lagos and across Nigeria. So I wanted to say thank you for listening to me. Thank you for allowing me to do this virtually. And we're very glad as PiggyVest to be enabling this conference in 2021, just because we think that for Nigeria and for Lagos, we believe that technology is one of the ways that we're able to like catch up to the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Odunayo Eweniyi, co-founder of PiggyVest. I really love the fact that you didn't just focus on the product PiggyVest, but you spoke